The ostrich effect shows us how people avoid uncomfortable truths. Because there is a myth that whenever an ostrich senses a threat, instead of fighting it, it tries to hide its head in the ground. From 2023 to 2025, we were in the Copilot era of AI, where AI was acting like an assistant to human beings. But by 2026, we will enter the Autopilot era of AI. Now, the Copilot category of AI apps waited for prompts at every step. But these new autopilot apps will execute your workflows end to end. And for most of modern history, a company was made through human coordination. Now, for any business, the major expense was spent on human salary and rent to accommodate those humans. But now, AI agents have completely destroyed that limitation. Imagine your skills as a barbell. For a very long time, we had skills like planning and analyzing a project, then executing all of the tiny details, and in the end, shipping and maintaining the finished project. But now, the game is tilting. Before AI agents, the middle skill stack had duties like data entry, research, tier 1 support, and repetitive tasks. Basically, all of your first mile problems. But with AI agents, the middle skill stack is losing its value. In 2026, every high-paid professional will need to have this new skill stack. On the very bottom, we will have the substrate layers, including skills like intuition, pattern finding, judgment, and systems thinking. And on the very top, we will have sovereign layers, which will have skills like delivering the final product, testing your edge cases, creating error-proof systems, and the ability to communicate and sell to other stakeholders. AI is very good at creating prototypes that only satisfy your happy parts, which means when everything goes right. But as a human, you will be responsible to test these AI outputs for all kinds of unhappy parts, all of your edge cases that become visible only after you know the ground reality. Now, predictions indicate that by 2026, AI could impact up to 85 million jobs globally. So today, I am going to reveal 4 key lessons to earn more in 2026. The first one is learn how to sell service as a software and not software as a service. For decades, as a business owner, you had to first pay for the software and then also pay for humans to use that software. And companies like Microsoft and Google made billions of dollars because of this software as a service industry. But now we are moving towards service as software. In fact, a lot of agencies are now shifting to a results as a service or a RaaS model where they only get paid if they get you results. And it makes complete sense, to be honest. In this new service as a software model, you have an opportunity to not just sell a seat or a subscription or a one-time asset, but to also sell end-to-end services using AI agents. For example, instead of selling just a video editing service to an e-commerce brand, you can create automation workflows that will make the video, the covers, the uploading schedule, and also analyze the ROI that your client is getting from all the videos that you've created. And all of this can be coordinated through AI agent workflows. And if you think that I'm lying, you should check out the free AI agent course that we have already uploaded on our YouTube channel. I will share the link in description. In fact, we've written all the core differences between your older SaaS and the new SaaS in the form of a table that will be linked in the description of this video. The second lesson is to become a manager of one. The traditional employee mindset said that you need to trade your time for money. But in 2026, the manager of one mindset says trade outcomes for money, because nobody will come and pay you for your effort or time spent, because the top 1% will be using AI agents to automate their services. But why is this thing called manager of one? Because earlier the term manager of one was given to a person who used to handle only himself or herself and take end-to-end responsibility. But in future, a manager of one will handle her own bandwidth and then create AI agents to coordinate all of the workflows. So as a human being, the only human that you will manage is yourself and own end-to-end outcomes. Now this shift moves from the primary skill set of producing or writing the code or designing the image to core direction, defining the actual requirements. Because this one single skill stack will require the ability to decompose your problems into mini problems, set context and constraints for solving those problems, and in the end, auditing whatever AI creates. This is peak AI augmentation and not blind AI automation. And this is why we're seeing a rise in so many one-person unicorns, or practically a few-person unicorns, where a very small team is able to create massive valuations. And your Midjourney, 11 Labs, Lovable, Emergent, all of these companies are validating this idea. But make sure that you follow the human in loop workflow, where the human being is thinking, setting the context, and then validating whatever AI gives it. Because if you run a company which is not following the human in loop workflow, you will actually end up hurting your credibility in front of a lot of people. And very big brands have made this costly mistake. We have some traditional companies who have been using AI technology for years, even before ChatGPT became popular. But those companies that were not trained, professionals that were not trained to handle this level of technology, have paid a very heavy price for it. Lesson number 3 is that you need to replace speed with velocity. See, I'll be very honest with you. It is impossible for human beings to compete with AI on first draft quality and speed. No human being can make a first draft as good as an AI. No human being can ever match the speed of an AI tool. What we need to double down on is setting context and practicing good taste and adding direction to that speed, aka velocity. Now, the question is that if you're a beginner, how can you improve your taste? Taste is something that cannot be taught, but it can only be learned. And a lot of your taste depends on your pattern finding skills, the ability to look at multiple things and figure out what will work in the market. A lot of it depends on the kind of content you consume, the kind of products that you buy. I, as a designer, have spent so much of my time just taking pictures of multiple things and just finding repeating patterns. And refining taste is something that takes a lot of time, but in the end, it will pay you a lot. Please understand that AI will only help you with your first mile, and it will be humans that will cater the last mile of your problem. AI will do your coding, but in the end, humans will do programming. And if you are still confused between both of these concepts, I'll share a link in the description of this video. We've already deep dived into the concept of what AI will do and what humans will do in the next 4-5 years. Next skill is all about prioritizing human-centric abilities. A report by Salesforce said that 75% of chief human resources officers are anticipating that AI agents will actually increase the need for relationship building roles. Now, this is where your trust, your visibility, and your brand comes into the picture. For a very long time, just creating a product was good enough. But now, apart from your product, you need distribution and you need trust. And that is only built with human connection and empathy. In fact, MIT did research on this and identified 5 areas where human beings need to maintain a permanent advantage. They are calling it the EPOC framework, where E stands for empathy, which is the ability to understand a customer's unspoken needs, or basically reading a room emotionally. P stands for presence. That is all about being fully engaged in a conversation in a way that will build trust. The O stands for opinion and ethics, where you're able to make the correct judgment calls when there is no clear right answer. The C stands for creativity, where you're able to synthesize completely new ideas and not just iterating on patterns. The H stands for hope and leadership, where you're becoming really good at bringing people together, inspiring a team towards a vision, especially during uncertainty. And the interesting thing is that these are not just soft skills anymore. These soft skills have now become proper hard economic power tools that can essentially be worth lakhs and crores every single year. So the question is that, Ansh, now that we have seen this entire video, what should be our roadmap? See, the biggest confusion that everybody has is that, do we need to change our career and enter AI? No, you don't need to find a new career option. You need to start using AI to become better at what you're already doing. Whether you're in HR, you're an accountant, you're a designer, whatever it may be. And how do you learn that? You go to a simple Gemini deep research prompt and just ask Gemini to find where all AI is helping your people, your industry, and in your niche. So that is point number 1. You don't need to change your career option. You need to use AI to become better at what you do. Point number 2, you need to understand that all opportunities that you attract in life are dependent on your visibility. Now, not every professional has the time to go and step out into the world and go to networking events, but content, just writing in public, just learning in public will not only help you make your brain sharper, which by the way is a very difficult skill. 99% of the people that I meet in the real world are terrible writers. They might be educated on paper, but they are terrible writers. If you learn how to write, if you learn how to learn in public, you will eventually attract opportunities that were impossible before, because social media algorithms will help you reach the right people. Point number 3 is that you need to invest in your understanding of how AI works. You cannot create AI agents unless you have understanding of AI tools. You cannot pick the right AI tools unless you understand basics of LLMs. And this is where we are also coming into the picture. For the very first time, we're actually announcing our first offline AI Academy. I'm not going to reveal the details right now. This is not going to be an upselling session. But if you're someone who wants to appear for the entrance exam of this first AI Academy, then the form to appear in the entrance exam is going to be in the description, because we're not going to let some random people just join in the cohort. So all of the details in the description. The next step is to just learn the basics of AI and large language models. Agentic AI sounds complicated, but in reality, it will only get better with time, because very soon we will have AI agents making AI agents. So there's a certain set of first principle skills that you need to learn, and we've explained all of it in our free Agentic AI foundational course. The link is going to be in the description. So I hope you have a piece of pen and paper in front of you, because we are going to quickly revise what we have learned in this video. We first understood that you need to stay away from the ostrich effect, where you are ignoring problems even when you know that they're coming to get you. We understood how the entire software industry, how the AI industry is shifting from the Copilot era to the Autopilot era. Then we understood that for a very long time, your skill set was actually a barbell, but now that barbell is tilting. And now your layers will have sovereign layers and substrate layers. Then we understood that service as a software is the new modern way of selling your services, of making money online, and not software as a service. Then we understood the importance of becoming a manager of one. Somebody who's really good at managing their own mental bandwidth, their own time, their own energy levels, and then also the ability to orchestrate multiple AI agents to get things done. Then we understood the importance of replacing speed with velocity, because in future, everybody will be able to make random things with AI tools very quickly. The question is that, does it have direction? Is it velocity or speed? Because only velocity takes you to the final destination and not random speed. Then we understood the importance of valuing human-centric skills, and I gave you the MIT's Epoch framework to actually imbibe all of these qualities from day number 1. If you like this video, let me know in the comment section what are your thoughts and your reflections. I read each and every comment. Don't use AI for it. In fact, this is my challenge to you. Take all of your notes and tell me, how are you reflecting on these points? Write about your reflections, write about your realizations in the comment section below, and I would love to have a conversation with you right here on this YouTube video. Don't forget to click the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to us so that you can keep on learning more skills just like this. I hope that you're taking care of your mind and body. This was your instructor Ansh Mehra, and you are learning from the Cutting Edge School.